Yeah. Part 4 more.
The Simpsons-Treehouse of Horror 3 is so freaking good. The intro is a classic homage to Alfred Hitchcock with Homer. As far as intros to a Halloween episodes go, this one's kind of lame compared to the stuff they would do. But, you know, Alfred Hitchcock's pretty badass. I never really liked this show. Never really liked all this when it came on Nick at Night. I think whenever this show came on, it was usually time to go to bed. But, like, you know, other people love it. So that's cool. Good for them. The episode starts with the cemetery crawl thing with the gate and they're going through. This part's pretty badass, actually. I like the weird Halloween animation, especially when it's old. Like, it looks especially gritty. And then there's the skeleton family. Pretty badass. I guess that's a Nightmare Before Christmas thing. And then they throw it back to fucking Tales from the Crypt. And, like, goddamn, I used to love this show when I was a kid. I probably shouldn't have been watching it, because there is some, like, intense shit when I watch it back now. I was literally, like, a little ass kid. But when you watch the beginning, when they go through the house, you think it's gonna be like, oh, like, what is this? And then, like, it's fucking actually, like, a scary ass show. I wish they'd bring back Tales from the Crypt now, or put it on something, because this is, like, so good. And then, like, the beginning when you're going through the basement, or, like, the crypt itself, and then you're like, what is that? I was weird that there was a big-ass boulder there sitting, and then fucking this guy shows up. It's awesome. The Treehouse of Horror 3 starts with that throwback to when you're a kid, and it's Halloween, and everyone gets dressed up, and you're not too old to do it, and you're just going out, and all your friends are there with you, and it's just the best holiday fucking ever, dude. Like, I miss those days of just getting a bunch of free-ass candy and having a good time, and trick-or-treating and watching scary movies and shit. And when you get older, you just kind of just end up going out drinking and partying and stuff. Also, Bart's wearing a goddamn Clockwork Orange costume. Like, how the hell would Bart have seen fucking Clockwork Orange? I mean, I know, you know, it's a fucking heavy show. Like, The Simpsons was a really intense show at one point, but, like, I can't imagine Bart being like, I'm gonna watch this, and being like... But then again, I guess I kind of could see it too, but, like, ooh. Clown Without Pity starts with Bart actually getting a box full of fucking cash, and I'm like, dude, send me a box of fucking cash. I could use some fucking cash. Like, that's awesome. That's like the highlight of the whole episode. Like, Bart's still not happy. Bart gets a box full of cash from his grandpa, then he looks at his dad like, well, what did you get me? And they're like, I'm gonna get you a fucking doll. It's like, bro, you got a box full of fucking cash. You better back the fuck up. But no, of course not, because Bart's a little shithead, as always, and, like, he sends Homer to the goddamn House of Evil to get this motherfucking kid a goddamn another gift. It's like, dude, why don't you buy the family, like, some steaks or a fucking steak dinner or some shit? But no, Homer ends up going and getting a goddamn evil council doll of evil from this guy, and, like, you know what, Bart kind of deserves it, even though the goddamn doll doesn't even go after Bart, it goes after fucking Homer, and I'm like, dude, Bart... Ugh, again with this shit. But he gets this cool doll, and it's like, there's gonna be some... So Homer actually gets Bart the damn Krusty doll, and of course, Bart's the happiest damn kid in the world because he has both a box of money and the talking Krusty doll, even though I'm pretty sure he already has like 10 of those motherfuckers already. But whatever, you know, that's how it is when you're a kid. You want all the goddamn toys and all the video games and all the love in the world, and that's just how it is. And of course, though, fucking the goddamn doll's goddamn possessed by a fucking demon or some shit. They don't really say why it's evil, but, like, once again, Simpsons predicts the fucking future, because in the Chucky remake, there's a fucking switch on the fucking thing's back that says evil. There was an era, though, when all the toys that in the, like, the late 80s, early 90s were really scary-ass dolls. Like, I had Teddy Ruxpin, and, like, the voice from Teddy Ruxpin was so demonic. And then, like, I had the fucking My Buddy doll, and then after Chucky came out, it fucking scared the shit out of me, and I was told that I threw it out the fucking window, and my uncle had got a goddamn ladder, and he put it back up to the window, and I freaked the fuck out, and I never fucking wanted to see it again. So I'm like... Yeah, scary shit. This episode really captures the fucking zeitgeist of being a kid and having a fucking doll or action figure that wants to fucking kill you. Because that's how shit was in the fucking 90s. Like, if you weren't there, you don't fucking know. But if you were, you know exactly what I'm fucking talking about. So Homer did what any of one of us would have done, and tried to toss the doll in a damn hole and leave it there forever, but the doll has magic anti-get-out-of-hole powers and just starts strangulating Homer in a bowl of dog water. And Marge is over it, dude. She's over it. Joe, the fucking pot-smoking repairman, comes. He's freaking over it. But luckily for us, the doll has the switch on the back that says evil instead of good, so just like switch that motherfucker on. And everything is fine. And Homer's got a new best friend for life. And like, goddamn, look how messed up that goddamn house is. And that's how it be too. Like, if we ever get to the point where we can get tiny robots to do our bidding and we're not afraid that they're gonna fucking kill us, it's over. Like, we're like, yo, can you fucking clean the fucking bathroom for me, little robot toy thing? And the doll's head pops off. And like, that'll be fucking awesome for everybody. The original Chucky movie, Child's Play 1, is actually really, really freaking intense and scary. I don't think people remember how terrifying Chucky's first movie was because it was real scary. The second movie, the third movie, they were kind of goofy and cartoony, and people were like, oh, those were the ones. That's because they replayed the fuck out of those on USA Network, so people seen 2 and 3 a lot more. They never replayed part 1. And most people haven't seen part 1 a bunch of times like they've seen part 2 and 3 because part 1 is really, really fucking intense. And Andy's like a kid and like he is traumatized like a motherfucker. Like I remember I saw this movie when I was a goddamn kid and I was fucking scared of it because it's a scary fucking movie. And then like it just like no other shit they ever did captured the essence of how badass the first Chucky fucking movie was. And there's a part where they set his ass on fire and like, it's over. No, it's not fucking over because look at this motherfucker's head just burnt and melting about to spring to life and fucking eat all of us. Of course, Homer tells the worst story in Treehouse of Horror history, and it's so bad, everyone's just sitting there looking like, okay, Homer, are you done? Because we want to get to another story, because your story sucks. King Homer is the Simpsons like homage to King Kong, where Homer's the big ape. And at first, like years ago, I didn't like this episode, but watching it back now, it actually is really, really good. Like it's really, really well directed and well made. And although it starts, the beginning is a lot better than the ending. The beginning itself, right where they're on the boat, is amazing. They could have did a whole episode of black and white, them on a boat, and just the visuals of them like sailing and being on the water is fucking amazing. And they didn't really do anything like this again, like early Simpsons, where it's just like a boat and Marge looks really, really good in this episode too. Like it's weird to say, is like all of the costumes Marge wears in King Homer, like she looks fucking great. And yeah, before I fucking didn't like it, but now I'm like, all right, I can see what's good about it, and you know, whatever, fuck it. That's gnarly to think about giant apes as a thing, though. Like, can you imagine like giant apes just like running around, just destroying the fuck out of everything? Like, King Homer is one of the few Treehouse of Horror segments that does not have the kids in it. Bart, Lisa, and Maggie are nowhere to be found in this freaking episode, and I guess it's because it's got such a crazy ass plot. You know, like no early Simpsons episodes or segments are this ambitious because they're on a boat, they're sailing in the seas, in the goddamn jungle. There's like these crazy fucking people here. There's a fucking dinosaur, and then King Homer himself shows up. A fucking giant, and you're like, damn, this episode is it's got a lot of crazy concepts, but it's also in black and white and simple, but also crazy. Unlike, at first I didn't like it, like I said, but now I'm just like, alright, cool, whatever. And then like, King Homer is about to eat Marge, and not in a good way, if you know what I mean. But like, instead he's just like, oh shit, Marge is actually pretty fucking cute though. And they end up freaking falling in love, or he falls in love with her just like always. And you're like, oh. I didn't remember King Homer being so damn brutal, but apparently he eats 3 people in this one little segment, and they're trying really hard to capture him. And they do capture him, but still, it's kind of like messed up that they kind of go to his little island paradise and just like throw weapons at him and destroy him and stuff. And like, God damn it, Mr. Burns, he's always taking shit too far. And like, I mean, look at him. Like, this part's pretty funny though. You're like, look at Mr. Burns. It's pretty hilarious, you know. And then like the gas finally does work, and like, I mean, looking at King Homer ready to take a nap, like, I mean, I'm ready to take a fucking nap right now, dude. And like, I didn't get this part on camera, but this part here, Mr. Burns is there, and apparently he eats Smithers right there, and I didn't get that on camera, so sorry, but like, apparently he just ate Smithers. So in this 1 minute, he eats Lenny and Smithers, and at the end of the episode, he eats Marge's dad, and you're like, damn, this episode is intense. They capture him though, so that's pretty cool. I mean, that's cool. So just like that, they capture King Homer and they put his ass on display, and you're like, damn, this is fucking sad, dude. And it's like, you'd think his dinosaur friends would have helped him, but I guess that's what he gets for being too much of an asshole. Like, That's what he gets for calling himself the king of the fucking whatever creatures he was. But Marge feels bad, but not bad enough to help him. And everyone's just like, oh, this is great. We got a giant fucking creature on stage. And then it starts going fucking nuts. And like, that one chick was fucking real scared. Like, goddamn, everyone's real scared. Like, oh shit. Like, I'd be terrified because like, it's a really big creature. Not as big as Godzilla, but still pretty fucking big ass creature. And then like, Barney's there. And like, Barney, you better be careful because I'm pretty sure King Homer could like kick your ass across the goddamn state. He goes running amok through fucking New York, and like Shirley Temple's there singing the good ship Lollipop, and even King Kong knows who Shirley Temple is. He's like, oh shit, it's Shirley. Wow. So Homer goes a little bit too hard, if you know what I mean, and he just straight up goes to Marge's house, reaches in the window, and fucking snatches her ass out of there, and starts climbing the goddamn Empire State Building. And you're like, damn, Homer. It's like, I don't think you should be doing all that because that's not cool. Like, you gotta like ask her before you do stuff like that, bro. Like, and it's taking him so freaking long to climb this goddamn building that the planes they send have to fucking turn back and reschedule and refuel and all that. And Homer's just like, oh, and like Marge is just so goddamn sweet and innocent, but then he falls off the goddamn building because he's like that piece of shit. And you're like, god damn it, Homer. Like, that's some lovable shit there. And like, she's into it, I guess, because like, you know, like, instead of them fucking, I guess, like, chopping them up and making goddamn King Kong burgers, they decided to get married and shit. And you're like, whoa. This is a Simpsons universe because that shit happened in real life. His ass would have been like, zoop. So, anyway, one cute ass scene, animation wise, is when King Homer and Marge get freaking married, and it's really cute and sweet and innocent. And like, this one shot of like Marge's family doesn't have the kids in there, like Bart, Lisa, Maggie. Like, Marge's parents are there, even though King Homer eats the dad, but the kids aren't there. And you're like, damn, King Homer, although this episode sucked, but it's actually a fucking masterpiece. How about that? The original King Kong movie from like 1933 is actually just really weird. Like, the costume looks weird, but there's also like the gorilla dude, like King Kong actually does some really good acting in these couple of scenes. Like, you can definitely tell that he loves that chick. And there's he's like really annoyed at the goddamn planes coming by shooting his ass, and like, it's just like, it's kind of sad. You're like, damn, bro, like, you didn't have to get fucking brought to fucking New York City and shit. Like, goddamn. He looks real sad, and like the planes are like, we gotta get him. So they're shooting the fuck out of him, and he's just like, oh man, what the hell? And like, the most dramatic fucking gorilla I've ever seen in my life. But look how he's milking it, and it's like, all right, bro, we get it, and he like falls. Look at that brutal fucking fall. Like, oh my god, holy shit. But yeah, that's the real King Kong from back in the day. Like, what the fuck? Dial Z for zombies. This is a pretty good one, actually. I feel like everyone loved this one because it was like the first time the Simpsons ever went against any fucking zombie creatures. So, you know, as always, it's Bart's fucking fault because Bart's a little fucking shithead and he's always causing trouble. And he has the audacity to do a fucking book report on the alphabet. And then where's Waldo? Waldo makes a cameo appearance in this one, and that's pretty damn cool. And then Bart's like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna get into some occult shit. I'm like, why not? Let me just fuck with the goddamn devil. Like, you already met the devil when he died that one time, and then Homer already went to fucking hell, so like, why not fucking raise some hell with the goddamn fucking Necronomicon? I mean, it's not really the Necronomicon, but it pretty much fucking is. I mean, come on, you can totally tell it's the book from the Evil Dead. But yeah, of course Bart doesn't give a fuck. He's like, I'm gonna read this book right now. And then like, Lisa's all sad because her cat died. And you're like, god damn it, Lisa, it's Halloween, have a good time. Bart and Lisa want to raise the dead so freaking bad. And apparently they haven't seen Pet Sematary because they are in the freaking cemetery with the goddamn Ouija board and the Book of the Dead and Michael Jackson's Thriller on vinyl. And I don't know what the hell he's fucking doing, but it's fucking working, dude. And he raises the freaking dead just like Return of the Living Dead, or Night of the Living Dead, or Dawn of the Dead, or fucking Idle Hands. Is that a zombie movie? I don't think there were zombies in that, but they kind of were. But yeah, so Bart's a little shithead as always, and they don't ever take responsibility for their actions. And this part is also kind of fucking weird. Willie fucking is burying something, and then two zombies pop out, and he's like, alright, I'm just gonna go back to burying it. So apparently the school has a bunch of dead bodies all over the fucking place, just buried. And the zombies are free to fucking roam around and eat us all. And first they're gonna eat Ned Flanders' goofy ass. So the whole town is turning into freaking zombies now. Principal Skinner's a zombie, and he's like, "Oh, Martin Prince, come to the principal's office so I can eat you." And then Krusty the Clown, like, goddamn, Krusty is 2 for 2 in this episode with the fucking craziness, because he gets fucking eaten by Sideshow Mel. And like, Krusty always looks like this kind of, but now he looks especially like he wants some fucking brains. And I would like some brains too, if anyone's giving any out. And Homer, of course, is being a lazy piece of shit, and the zombies bust right in, and Lisa looks real scared. Like, just the old animation was so fucking good. And one of the best gags, they're like, "We want brains!" And look at Homer's head, and I was like, "We want fucking brains, Homer! God damn it!" And it's just a classic fucking episode. And of course, Bart's like, "Maybe I shouldn't have read the Necronomicon and raised the dead." And Lisa's like, "Maybe you shouldn't have, bro. Let's go back to the library and end this magically." I wish all the Halloween episodes were just a little bit longer. Like, they could have made this episode easily an hour long, because like the plots they get into, they just breeze through. Also, Homer shoots Zombie Flanders, which is fucking awesome. Highlight of the series. But yeah, this episode should have been longer because the animation is so crisp and the plot is just so like extra worldly, and they sort of just breeze through it in 5 minutes. It's like, alright, Bart read the book and everything's going crazy. Everything goes really fucking crazy. Like, aliens are like watching the planet like, "Yes, now's the perfect time to take over." And then they're like kicking around Principal Seymour Skinner's head on the goddamn streets and shit, like it's no big deal. And like, this one episode, even if this episode wasn't a movie, that would have been cool if they did like sequels to the episodes, because like after this, like, is Flanders and Skinner still dead? Are all these zombies dead? Or did like they reverse that shit and bring them back to life? It's like, how sad and tragic is this episode? Also, George Washington, Einstein, William Shakespeare is getting shot by fucking Homer, Einstein, like I said, fucking all those motherfuckers are apparently buried in Springfield and just coming back to life to get some of that zombie ass. And you're like, I ain't mad at that. And they go back to the legendary occult section, and they get the reverse Necronomicons. It's like, oh yeah, why didn't he just take that book with him? Like, he fucking takes the book, summons zombies with it, and then returns it. Whatever, Bart, whatever. He turns Lisa into a snail creature, and it's just like a cute little moment, and she's got fucking eyes on stalks and shit. And they read the book back, and they do that thing that they do in all movies now, where there's like a giant beam of light that signifies that like the evil's been conquered, and all the zombies can go back to bed. And you're like, alright, that worked out well. So like, are all the people that have been killed going back to life, or are they just dead? Like, are they good? And like, no, they're not good. And of course the mayor has to take credit because he did it. He did it all. Vote for him. I could have made a whole video about Michael Jackson's Thriller video and how it was the scariest shit ever, but instead I'll just talk about the damn ending because it's so intense. Like, Zombie Michael is shambling through this damn house and like super scaring the fuck out of this chick, and just look at him like fucking Zombie Michael, and he's got the whole fucking bird gang with him ready to eat this chick alive and like, you know, fucking tear her apart, all that stuff. And like, damn, look at that shot. And he's like, wait a second. And he's like, what's the problem? He's like, oh shit. She's like, what the fuck? And he's like, alright, he's like, come on, I'll take you home. And you're like, what the hell was that? Was it a dream? But then he looks in the fucking camera and he's just like, this shot scared the fuck out of me when I was a little ass kid, and it's scaring me right now. And it's like, Jesus Christ, best video fucking ever.
You son of a bitch, suck my holy flappy phones, lick my flappy foldy holes.